All right, today we're going to learn how to open up the template file for the Illustrator binder spine project. So I've saved that file from Blackboard to my work folder. So I'm going to go to File, Open. I've got my own folder here, my binder spine project, and I've got the template here. I'm going to open that. So you need to open up that template inside of Illustrator first. Then immediately, when it is open, I'm going to go to File, Save As, put my last name, first initial in front, and I'm just going to call this Spine Design. And I'm going to save it as the file type AI, Adobe Illustrator.ai, and it's ready to go. Press Save. Alright, that should get this all done. I like it. I am now going to read through these directions. Step 1, go to File, Place, and then place the scan of the letters and press in the Embed button on the control panel. So I'm going to go to File, Place. I'm going to place the scan. All right, and you should see it actually showing up as this icon here. This is a picture that I took. So I'm going to put it right in here. File, place your scan drawing right in here. I see that red arrow. There we go. Awesome. All right, it has an X through it. While it is selected, or make sure you do select it, while it has that X through it, go to the Embed button, which is above here, Embed. This is called the control panel. All right, Embed, press it. Now it is embedded into this file. It cannot be removed from the file, and that way when you do send it to me, the image file will be inside of this file. I can actually see it. If it wasn't embedded, it would show up as a linked file, and it would actually not be there because I don't have access to that file. All right, after you're done with this, you're going to actually lock it down. You go to Object Lock Selection, which is Control 2. All right. All you're going to do is go to Object, Lock, or press Control 2. Now it is locked down. It can't move. The reason we want it to stay still is because as we're going around with the pen tool and moving things around with the direct selection tool, we don't want the scan to move as well. We might accidentally select the scan and then move it out of the way, and then all of our tracing is for naught. All right, so I'm going to zoom in, and it says now begin tracing letters, but it says set your fill to none. So my fill down here, I'm going to set it to none, which is the quick key. Backslash, good. And then I'm going to select the stroke. Go up here to the control panel, go to the stroke, and then choose, I think it's about the 7th one in. It says CMYK magenta. All right? And then it says to set the stroke weight to 0.75. I had a student yesterday who was putting it at 75 and saying, what's the problem, Mr. Feeney? It shows up like a giant square. No, it should be at 0.75, which is much smaller. All right, that sets my fill and my stroke correctly. I'm going to zoom in with my zoom tool. All right, and I'm going to begin tracing this using my pen tool. All right, so I'm going to begin tracing this, and what you'll notice is because it's a dark scan, either a gray or a black scan, I'm going to have that pink 0.75 line allow me to see how well I'm tracing, and the fact that I don't have it with a fill on it. I can see what's going through it, much like we did with the pen, Zen of the pen exercises. I'm going to manipulate it a little bit. All right, after I'm good with that, this is what we're going to be getting to. If you scroll to the right, you can see what I'm asking you to do. You're actually going to trace all these lines. When you're done tracing just the letters, that's all I want is the letters. All right, trace all the letters. I'm going to give you kind of an example by doing this really quickly with the pencil tool. All right, so here's these letters. All right. All right, say I did a good job tracing these. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the selection tool. I'm going to select all these the lines, and you have to click and drag by selecting the one of the lines, actually one of the stroke of one of the lines that you've made or one of the paths that you've made. Click and drag. It says after you've traced the outlines of the letters, select all, Control A. I can just do that. Control A. And then drag the selection by the path, holding down the Alt button to make a copy. What's another way I can make a copy? Control C, Control V. That's another way, okay? From here, leave this up here. This step 1 of the grading is me grading you on how well you've traced. Step 2 of the grading is how well you've done actually manipulating the final things. Now I'll put my gradient on there. I'll say, hey, this is a cool gradient. I'm going to set it to 90 degrees, and I'm going to make this go from green to red at the top. I don't know. We're having fun. We're figuring this out. All right? And this is where the final design is going to come in. I'm going to come up with a background design, maybe a pattern, maybe some line work. And this is what's actually going to be printed. When I go to File, Print, watch what gets printed. File, Print. Just what's inside of that artboard. Does that make sense, guys? All right, you're not going to scale to fit the page. You're just going to set it to Do Not Scale. Make sure it's centered and all that other stuff, and you'll be fine. All right, questions?